Oh, there be dragons. If you know me, you know that if there's a collaboration sort of video to be made, then I'm happy to join in. I've done squid gnomes and monster bashes, and I get Tora involved in videos as much as possible. Try to get Chimera to be involved, apart from just floofing hair everywhere. This is another one. Monsterweek apparently is a thing. This time, dragons. The pretty Ginny D with the blue hair / green hair DM is doing another Monsterweek, and this time round, dragons. I pulled this out of the microwave the other day. Not the microwave, pulled it out of the oven the other day. I was going to throw it away, and I suddenly thought, I wonder if I could use this, because it works well as a base. So, let's make a dragon. Here comes a chimera. Oh, you're heavy. Oh, gosh, you're heavy. She has come to help. Well, after a lot of faffing around and also just pulling it apart and whatever, I've ended up with this thing. I've got a bit more foil. And I've also got Betty here. I think I'm going to have to decapitate a bat. Hold on, the chimera's slipping. Oh. You're part bat, you're part dragon. I know this is looking more like a grebe than a dragon. The irony. Every time Tora ever tries to take a photo of a grebe, because she's a wildlife photographer, it sinks underwater and just disappears. I kind of feel like I should make a disappearing grebe dragon. You know? It looks quite cool. Greater crested grebe dragon. God, you're so heavy. You're so solid. You want to be in. She's been sitting on my lap the whole time I've been fiddling about with foil, so she's got a bad foot. You tuck your leg over like that so you don't fall. I'm sorry. I have to decapitate a bat. Oh, God, that is some solid plastic. Ah, you're slipping. This is it's kind of peacocky, more peacock dragon. Yeah. Someone's going to sleep. So, kind of settled on a grebe-esque head, and it sort of sticks out, like fans out like that. Super glue. It's got a scarf on at the moment, but God, the body of this bat is ridiculously tough. I've told this on here before, but I've got about 6 Swiss Army knives. I used to work for the Youth Hostel Association in their shop in Covent Garden. It's my first proper job. And used to have to unbox things, shop floor, and unbox them. And the best way to do it was to get a knife from one of the Swiss Army knives, because the pack knives are good, but they're not solid, they bend. Used to go into the upstairs store area, take a knife out of underneath the display of Swiss Army knives and use that. And of course, they'd be razor sharp because they're brand new. And then you'd stick it in your pocket and go on to do other things. And you'd spend the day being a sales assistant. And then you'd leave of a night time. And every now and then you'd get a random check. And if you had anything in your front pockets, they wouldn't check your front pockets because it was kind of invasion of privacy. And it was purely accidental. But by the time I left, I must have had about 8 or 9 Swiss Army knives. I wasn't the only one. Everyone used to do it. Everyone used to walk out and go, "I've got a Swiss Army knife." You could never take it back because it looked like you'd stolen it. You hadn't stolen it, you just accidentally walked out of the shop with it. So I've ended up with every variation on them. I've got like big ones, small ones with corkscrews and ones with little saws, and now they are all a bit blunt because I've used them to cut plastic. Maybe that'll soften it down a bit. Another thing, it's a video, don't set fire to something, I'll cut my hand open in one of my videos, isn't it? trigger warning for bat mutilation and poisoning the person that mutilated. Oh, right. Let's try and stick this back together again. Climbers, when they climb El Capitan and stuff, put super glue on their fingers to stop them splitting because of the damage it does to your fingers. It would drive me mad. I'd spend all the time trying to get the super glue off my fingers and then fall off the cliff. I've had this for a very long time and I've never used it. Probably open it and discover that it's no good. Foam clay. Ooh, sticky. Gooey. Slimy. It's very moist. Extremely light. I mean, it's like foam. Ooh, I've never used this. Have you used this? Do you use this? Is this a regular thing? Am I doing something and you're like, yeah, I've been using it for years? If so, tell me tricks. Let's take Grebe Dragon. It spreads really easily. It's very fine. I quite like this. It's kind of, if you've not used it, it's like Sculpey, but extremely light. Yeah, I mean, it does look like a grebe there, and then it looks like a peacock or something there. It's not like one knows it's impossible for this dragon to fly because its wings are way too small. It's magic. A rather round dragon in the end, I think. A podgy little thing. Right, this is unplanned, but I was just looking at that and thinking, you know, the problem is he looks too short and stubby. So I've just had another bit of silver foil lying around, and I've just been fiddling about with it, and I decided I'm just sort of doing that. What do you think? That looks better as a head, do you not think? If that was the head, it looks like a Skeksis at the moment, but I think that would be better as a head on top of there. Something like that. It's the longer neck. With a funky new neck gadget, I'm going to attach this to here, like that. And it's time to kill a dragon. Let's decapitate a dragon. Ready, and... If you ever wonder what's inside a dragon, it's solid silver. So Skeksis head. Skeksis, not sexy. Skeksis kind of head. And we're going to go around like that. You know what? This might be a case of starting again. The first run was a test run because that's a better shape, and that looks more like a Grebe Dragon, which I pixie-eyed, which is looking similar, and that's much more the shape. Oh, look, it's kind of a flaring dragon horn. So we've now got that as our dragon base. That looks much more like a grebe. Well, that was your view of the Chimera for today. That was it's 3 o'clock, it's time to go for a walk. It is 3 o'clock, once I've given this some legs. I'm back with stage 2, looking a bit like Godzilla because he's got missiles sticking in front of him, which are his arms. And I went through connotations of different wings and things, but I'm back to the bats. But they need to be big like this. So I cut the head off this one. Cut and decapitated everything. Might as well decapitate this as well. It's a flaming bat. I'm gonna break the scissors before I break these. Theme of bat of hell going. Done it. Sticky hot melted batter head. Look, it's just on fire. Probably not doing a world of good for my lungs at the moment. Remember to do this in a well ventilated room, unlike me. Right. Let's try again. I've got a backache from doing that, holding that in position, but Grebe Dragon 2 is looking like that. Okay, I started this because I wasn't too sure. My Sculpey, my big, massive block of Sculpey, is really solid. I fear it's got exposed to the air too much and it started drying out. So I've been sprayed the Sculpey with some water. See, it's crumbling. One of the things your parents teach you. Teddy boys used to have haircuts with the big quiffs and all that. Their hair was always pointed at the back. It was called a DA, a duck's. Yeah, so you know that the rear of a duck is going to be pointed. So the best thing about Sculpey is you can do this. Hold it really, really, really thin. This is not doing great, it's got to be said. It's not brilliant. I think this is more like this is going to be a statue that's going to get destroyed rather than an actual dragon. We're going to try and work out how to bake it in the convection oven. Convection. No, it's in fire. Okay. The silver foil. I forgot about that bit being... That stinks. But you won't be doing that again. I'll leave that open. Hold on. Right. Well, I thought the silver foil was covered, but clearly not. Almost destroyed the brand new convection oven. A little bit smoky in there. I have to go back to the dying and destroyed actual oven, which doesn't cook very well. You can see it's falling apart. Okay. Again, another handheld moment. I've just cut a plinth and then a base. That's going to sort of sit on there like that. It's very hard doing these things one-handed. Why are you not staying up? You were standing up just now. Now you're not standing up. Look, it looks like that. Because if I let go of it, it falls over. And what I do, it will not stay upright. There we go. It now looks like that. It's sprayed. Now you can see the cracks. This is very definitely going to be a statue. So I've made a little bit of a base that's probably a bit big. Maybe cut some steps into it. I'm using the crappy express foam to do it. But yes, as you can see, because I made the scale shapes, it's all cracked. So that's why I'm thinking it's a statue. Right, I'm referencing that for colour. Here goes nothing. Upon a hill beneath a sky gone pale, a dragon's form is sharp and frail, fractured by the winds of time, now remembered in rhyme. Once grand its scales had gleamed in fire's light, now half dissolved, a shadow in the night. Its body cracked and crumbled at the seams, a ruin steeped in silence, lost in dreams. But is there movement? Slow, a trembling quake, a shuddering sigh, as if to wake? The stone does resist its ancient fate, a crack, a shift, a body would not wait. The fractured head, once fierce, does droop, its broken wings begin to swoop, as though it sought a distant flame to burn, like thunder's distant churn. A shifting shadow rippled through the ground. The ancient creature's pulse began to pound. Was it stone or life that stirred within? Perhaps the end had come and it would win. No voice remained to tell the tale of old, but every crack and chip, fleck of gold, seemed poised to burst, to breathe, to rise from under, a beast waking from its timeless slumber. In the morning's rising light it stands again, down and wounded, yet remain. Is this the end, or just another dawn, or the birth of the forlorn? We got there in the end. The Grebe Dragon with his flecks of... The last bits of gold were just to tie into the poem, just to make sure that the flecks of gold breaking and whatever. It's completely different to what I started off with and what I intended, but it's a dragon for Monsterweek. Is it great? That's for you to decide. I'm not sure. It's okay. It was kind of fun when it actually went right. Breaking sculpted clay on the wings and things denoted it being turned into a full-blown statue on the plinth, because clearly it was not going to be smooth and perfect. But it is what it is. It is the Grebe Dragon. Yeah, as I said, I hope you like it. I'm going to go and take a Chimera for a walk and try and avoid the screaming hordes of stupid outside. Anyway, Grebe and I will see you anon. Okay, I'm now putting Flush Gordon is alive. In order to do this video like this, I've got to have my arm on the table. This is major exercise on my shoulder because my shoulder doesn't work properly.